Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. In this video, we're going to go over the newest update, and we're going to take some time and really take a look at Coulson. There's a lot of good stuff being said about him, and his kit is pretty doggone good. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom of the update, go through that, and then we're going to take a really good look at Coulson. I'm going to give my thoughts on Orange material as well. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So let's go ahead and take a look at this newest update that just came out yesterday. We're going to start here down at the bottom, though. So new reoccurring milestones, changing the character in there. It's going to be Coulson. That is very cool, so there's going to be a way to get him through that. They've also increased the number of orbs, gear, gold, and character shards available. So nice there. Also, this is cool. The World Warrior milestone has undergone a little bit of a change. So now Alliance War battles are going to earn points for that milestone as well, which is nice. So because of that, they did make a little bit of change with Blitz, Raid, and Arena points contributing to that. So some nice updates there and a nice way to get Coulson. Permanent return of Ultimus VII. So this raid came by for a little while, first strike, and then it went away for a long time. Now it's going to be coming back permanently, which is nice because I think we're all pretty bored with Ultimus 6 right now. However, they did make sure to say that they're changing the rewards up. This time around, first strike rewards, they were all event-based. So orange gear raid orbs and orange T4 material orbs right there, and also some purple gear raid orbs and purple T3 ability orbs. They are saying that this alliance, this Ultimus raid has been tweaked and is harder than it was in First Strike right here. Ultimus 7 will now be more difficult than its First Strike iteration. They do say that Ultimus 7 is going to be coming out sometime in October. I don't know. If I had to guess or hope for, probably the first couple weeks of October. We'll see. Haven't seen a date in Datamine or anything like that. So, but sometime in October, and that actually starts soon. Yeah, because what? Today's the 28th, so October here is in the next few days. So that is Ultimus 7, so it'll be nice to start working our way through that. Next is the Iron Man update. So Iron Man is now permanently in the events section of the game and is now a 3-star unlock. And it is requirements to unlock him and what you need is much easier to obtain as well, which makes sense. I mean, he's part of the Power Armor team, which is a great team, specifically War, because that's what they were geared towards. But anyway, you are now able to unlock him at level 25 and higher. He hasn't really found his place other than that Power Armor team. So it'd be nice, maybe later on down the road, I don't know if they're going to do anything with it since they dropped the requirements for this. If they're going to do any more additional work with him, they probably have their hands full with some other stuff. But anyway, that's the update for Iron Man right there. And then the Blitz lineup, we have M'Baku, Mr. T in there right now. And then Sabretooth is going to be coming as well. So that's the quick update there of everything other than Coulson. So let's talk about Coulson a little bit. So this guy here, man, I've been hearing so much good stuff about him and him going into the Nick Fury Shield team. So it says right here, the man, the myth, the legend is finally here. So he's going to be coming fairly soon. And he is a war defensive specialist. So most of the characters and teams that we've gotten recently, so Fantastic Four, even the Power Armor team, all their benefits have mainly been war offensive. I think, and I can't remember completely, but I think this is the first defensive boost. I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that. Let me know. Let me know if you know. But I think this is the first war defensive specific character to enter the game. I could be wrong, but people are going to have to take into consideration when they set up their war offense and defense, because typically I see the Nick Fury team as an offensive team rather than a defensive team. But with Coulson here, then they're going to be a better defensive team than they are an offensive team. There's some great offensive teams out there. I mean, Power Armor team is great. A Fantastic Four is great. So they've got some good offensive teams. it's probably going to be worthwhile to keep the Nick Fury and Coulson team together as a defensive team, because these defensive benefits that kick in are just absolutely awesome and make this team damn near unbeatable. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other stuff here. So Coulson not only boosts his shield allies, but also enjoys shield minion synergy. So there was also a rework. I don't know if it shows in here, does it? I thought it did, but there's also a rework with shield medic. Whenever Coulson dies, there's a 100% chance that shield medic will resurrect him. So bring him back. So I mean, this guy just don't die. So we're gonna switch over. We're gonna go back and forth between two sites here. This update site and then the MSF.gg site to take a look at the differences in the abilities when they're maxed out, and kind of give my thoughts on some of the orange material here. So this Night gun here is his basic single target damage, reduced speed bar, and chains to additional targets to reduce that speed bar. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So right here, Night gun at 6. You do attack primary target for 210% damage plus chain to 2 to 4 adjacent targets for 160% damage. Counterattack obviously breaks the chain, and then change speed bar of primary and secondary targets by minus 20%. So whenever you have an opportunity, I say this over and over, whenever you have an opportunity to either increase your speed bars or decrease your opponent's speed bars, the better, because you get more attacks in than them, and then obviously you win. Now if we take that up to level 7 here, look at the difference there. So it goes from a 210% damage to 230% damage. The chain still stays 2 to 4, and then adjacent targets go from 160% damage to 180%. And that speed bar doesn't change either. So for the orange materials here on this basic, it's not something that I would put orange material in. So I would keep this one at a level 6. Next is the EMP punch, and this is pretty cool. This is one of the abilities that is specific to war defense. So attack primary target. Hold on, let's take it down to level 6 right here. Attack primary target for 190% damage and attack all other enemies for 140% damage. So you attack that first target and then you attack everybody else. On war defense, transfer 4 positive effects from primary target to all non-minion shield allies. I think that's important to call out. Non-minion shield allies. So if you have that team, Nick Fury, Coulson, and then the shield minion allies, really this is only going to impact Coulson and Fury. And then you're going to flip all positive effects on that primary target, and then remove 3 positive effects from all enemies. And then you're going to apply slow to all tech enemies. So that is interesting too. So on defense, and you take your tech team in there to fight this team right off the bat with this, because this is, I believe this is ready in turn 1, you could slow all tech enemies down. So let's go ahead. What does it take when we go to 7? So we go attack primary target for 190% damage. It goes up to 200%. And then all enemies go from 140% to 150%. The transfer of 4 positive effects stays the same. And then you go from remove 3 positive effects from all enemies to remove all positive effects from all enemies. That's the only thing that really changes. Not much damage increase there, but you go from removing 3 positive effects to removing all positive effects. In war on defense, it may make sense to go ahead and get this ability, but this one, to be honest with you, I'm on the fence for. But again, being able to remove all those positive effects from every single enemy, I think is a plus. So I would probably put into this one. I'm going to go ahead and put that at 7. All right, teamwork. Apply offense up to all. Well, hold on. Let's take that down to 6. So apply offense up to all shield allies. And then on war defense, clear 3 positive effects from the enemy with the most damage. Apply defense down and taunt to the enemy with the most damage. And call 1 ally with the most damage to attack the enemy with the most damage. And then attack all enemies. And then another AoE attack here. So basic does an AoE. This does an AoE. All enemies for 250% damage. If we take that up to level 7, you're going to go from clearing 3 positives to all positive effects. And then you're going to go from calling 1 ally to 2 allies. So that would be the difference there. So I guess what you could kind of do between this, so I mean, just between the special and the ultimate, you can continually clear all effects. And actually, you know what? I wonder if that would be even worth it, because you have 2 abilities here that clears 3 positive effects. So overall, but see, that's war defense. Yeah, they're both on war defense. So overall, you have 2 abilities could clear 6. So if you wanted to save that orange material because you're not doing a ton of extra damage or anything, maybe you don't put orange material in those. I don't know. Again, I got to get in war and really kind of see what that works. But if you've got the orange material and if you're not worried about it, then you're probably going to go ahead and put into those, because I mean, then you can kind of stagger those, right? You can stagger. You can go in right off the bat, clear all positive effects, and then later in the game, when you're against that against another team that does a bunch of positive effects, you have another ability that will clear all those positive effects as well. So I don't know. You decide on that one. Let me know what you think, if that is something that you would put some orange material into. All right, in this last one, the agent. So if Coulson drops below 50% health, change speed bar by 60% for shield medic. Hold on, that's max. So there we go. By 50% for shield medic. And then on war defense, gain 20% max health. Shield allies gain plus 20% max health. So all shield allies, it's not talking about minions. So that could be more than just the shield minions in Nick Fury. It's anybody with the shield tag. On spawn, apply immunity to 4 shield allies. Gain 120% resistance, and shield allies gain 120% resistance on war defense. So it does give the opportunity for Coulson to be used in more than just the shield team with Nick Fury. You could probably do a little bit of mix and matching. However, the most effective team with Coulson is going to be that Nick Fury and shield team. So just off the top of your head, you're going to definitely have to have Nick Fury, shield medic, and Coulson, and then the other 2 definitely shield security, and then choose between the other 3 there. But that is that. So if we go to take that to a 5, then the only thing that really changes here, let's see, you go from 50% speed bar change to 60%, and then you gain 20% extra max health for both shield allies, and then you go from right there on spawn, apply immunity to 4 shield allies to all shield allies. So passives have typically been pretty safe to put orange material in. I think the extra health, the speed bar change at extra 10% really isn't much. The expert, almost getting 50% max health, that 40% max health, I think is good. Definitely adds to the sustainability of the team. I'd probably put my orange material into that as well. So that's Coulson there. Definitely a strong character in war. Seems to be very focused on war. I don't know how well this character would do in arena or blitz, but definitely something to play around with, because mixing and matching characters are always fun as well. But definitely let me know what your thoughts on this. All right, and that's it, everybody. That's what I had for you today. Just a quick overview of the newest community update, and then spend some time diving into Coulson. He's going to be coming out very, very soon. Definitely looking forward to that and adding him to the kit so we can play around with him on a war. All right, as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.